Breath of the Wild prequel, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity, is coming to Switch from out of nowhere.
From out of nowhere.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
Wow.
But yeah, it was out of nowhere. Like nobody knew about this, and everybody's waiting all year for Nintendo to make these announcements.
This is what Nintendo is doing because their direct is fucked up.
They're just
So they're
doing it.
chopping. They chopped up their direct. Basically
much.
what they did. They chopped it up.
Pretty
They did their Pikmin thing.
It's doing
They did their Hyrule Warriors Calamity thing. They did their
Tomatoes.
origami thing.
Yeah.
They're chopping up their direct and throwing it out when it's ready.
Yep.
That's exactly what they're doing.
And everything is very like quick to release,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't have a problem with that.
No, please.
It's better than a
By
year.
all means.
It's like show us everything 2 years in advance.
Right.
Hey,
No, it's fine.
You
So-
watch it, it releases in like a week, or it's
so-
out.
Well, this title's release date is November 20th,
that's good.
which is very close.
That's soon, man.
So it's a new Legend of Zelda title being developed. Actually, wait, I gotta say where it's from. It's from Polygon.com. But yeah, it's a new Legend of Zelda title that's being developed by Nintendo and Koei Tecmo. I forgot they combined.
Yes.
It's Koei Tecmo Games.
Which
It's,
is why I love the fact that they got a good relationship. Ninja Gaiden.
well, he ain't in Hyrule Warriors.
listen.
Smash
Could
Brothers.
you
Smash
imagine,
Brothers.
Listen, it's a sequel to 2014's Hyrule Warriors, which when it came out, I mean,
That's like a fake sequel. It's not really a sequel.
the Warriors franchise isn't a big thing for Nintendo. It never really was. Any of the Warriors franchise for any of the systems never really made big noise
Until they became friends.
until it was
Yeah.
with Nintendo.
And they did the Fire Emblem and
Fire
then
Emblem
they did
was good,
Hyrule
though.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Both awesome games.
They're
I
all
like the
good.
Fire Emblem one.
They are good games.
Yeah.
But this one is a prequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So graphics wise, the graphics they use that type of style.
Stunning.
They increase it they made it look better, which seems like that's what the new Zelda's gonna look like, kind of.
Yeah.
Probably better. We'll see. But Age of Calamity. It's what is it? It's 100. It's set 100 years before the events of that game
Yeah.
of Breath of the Wild.
Prequel.
100 years.
Yeah, prequel.
So
That's
I
right.
mean, you know the story,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's
they skipped a lot of stuff and just they didn't go into it really in the original game.
in the original game. No, they told the story
They
about
talked
what
about it.
happened, and
That was it.
and there's a lot of side shit, so you could find out exactly the full story.
don't
Obviously,
really talk
I
about
didn't.
it, though.
I didn't. No, they talk about it, but for you to see
Yeah.
things, events to happen, you have to go and find out. But I didn't do all the side shit because that's like another 100 hours. So I was like, no, I'm not about that life. But like the
game.
fact that they are doing not even like a Zelda game, a Zelda Warriors game based on those events. Oh, that's like the smartest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, holy shit. Of course I'll play that. And you can play all those characters that are your powers in Breath of the Wild. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. That's
Well,
easy.
They say you can play as Link, Zelda, and the 4 champions.
Yep.
I'm not saying these names. All right, fine.
Yes. Go ahead.
He said it. Say the names, Jay.
Say the names.
Say the names.
Doruk, Mifia, Rivali, Arbosa.
Let me see.
That's what it says.
Now we gotta give it to Chuck.
Sounds like
to
an
read it.
Italian salad, man.
None of these are real names.
It
all
sounds
right?
like salad dressing.
Chuck, go ahead, man.
Daruk, Mifa, Rivali, and Urbosa.
See the confidence that he said.
Why was that so different?
because it's not English, all right?
Not because Chuck knows how to read.
Wow. Yo, you see the abuse that he puts up with, guys?
What have I been doing this whole time? Let me continue to
Do it in
read.
Mario
Disrespect
Boys.
is so real.
In addition to Warriors
Daru,
Infinite Attack and Slash Action,
Mifa,
Nintendo says
Rivali, Urbosa.
Yo, I'm gonna make a fake like website and give you like the new the.
Nintendo says players will solve environmental puzzles, unlock weapons and skills, and craft materials, visit shops, and obtain items to use the powers of the
what powers?
Shaika Slate. Shaika. What?
Shake a slate.
No, yeah, the Shaker Slate. He said it.
I
love the
said it.
pause.
And the Breath of the Wild prequel. So it seems like this is going to be more story based than any of the Warriors games.
Kind of
And-
like the Dragon Warrior.
Yeah.
Like kind of like those.
Well, they said that Nintendo worked very closely with them on how the characters talk in the game and the storyline. So this is going to be an actual game you'll want to play. So this is
Looks
probably going to be
dope.
it might be the biggest Warriors game they make. No question, probably.
And their swords probably won't break.
No, so I might play this.
They
one.
better not break.
I might play this one then. Definitely.
Imagine they
Oh,
still
if
I'd
it's
be like,
go
are
both?
you fucking kidding me?
just two,
Wow.
2 hits. Oh shit.
Well, to stay with
Swarm of enemies.
the continuity of the game, your weapons still break. Don't worry about that.
I'd be like, yo.
After 3 hits of your special weapon
They'll-
that you
they'll
worked
probably-
so hard to get, and you were so happy, it's gonna break.
They'll probably add it to the story too.
Oh.
Like, yeah, something happened where
Now you have a
the
stick.
weapons all break.
You can get the illest weapon in the game,
beat
break
him
it
with
in
a
2
branch.
seconds, and get a branch,
Beat him with a branch.
and then you float away and run for 3 hours. I forget that game.
Oh man.
All right, so
Damn.
that's the news on that.
The hate
which
is real.
It looks good. It looks good.
What do you think about that, Daniel? Hyrule Warriors, is that more of your speed, or you're like, eh?
Well, I mean, Corey Tecmage's Dynasty Warriors style into the world of Zelda. I mean, slaughtering people. I think a teenage boy like Link should not be so violent. Grab some hearts and some paper shakers and make that salad that we just talked about earlier. That would be great. But yeah, for me, I mean, it's a cool way to spin off because Nintendo rarely has any kind of games of that caliber of mass destruction, mass killings. Well, I know that sounds terrible, but
Mass killing.
they want to have that cake too now, and I guess Koei Tecmo Games is probably the best developer of those kind of games like Fist of the North Star and of course Dynasty Warriors, based on the same engine, and now bring it to these guys. Yeah, I think it's not a bad idea to flesh out the IP just a little bit extra.
Yeah, man.
It's a dope way to make it to extend, make like a like extra, like to get more from that IP, kind of like how they did with Fire Emblem. Like
Right.
Fire Emblem, is a strategy role player, but they did Hyrule Warriors, which added and they added strategy elements too.
Yeah.
To
Fire
Yeah.
Emblem
Fire
Yeah.
Emblem strategy elements.
I
in
love
there.
that part.
And that is really fucking cool. And I
Yeah.
think they did it with Hyrule Warriors, the first one. And now with this, it looks like they're going to extend on it. And I think Nintendo has so many IPs that they could do that kind of Warriors treatment.
Imagine how many Goombas can
Dude.
come after you.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people asked for that. I'm like, what? Really? I'm like, okay.
I would give that a go.
What's
I would
fast-
I would
actually
like
be
to
kinda
see it.
excited.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it.
What's really fascinating to me is the fact that Dynasty Warriors started off as a fighting
As
game.
a fighting
Yeah.
game.
A
The
Tekken
first
ripoff.
game
And it
was
turned
it was
into
a
a-
Tekken ripoff, and then it just turned into this whole freaking
Kind of a soul
genre
calibur.
now.
Because you know why? Because at
Soul
the end of the
Edge.
day, everybody or most people like to play a game where you could just mow down hundreds and
Yep.
thousands of
Yeah.
people and just feel amazing about it. Like Berserk, when Berserk did it,
Yeah.
just
But
That was like
chop
the first-
people in
that was the
half
first-
and, like,
No, well, talk
like the
about
first
this
Devil May
though.
Cry.
It's
Yeah.
like they start off like a copycat. It was a ripoff of a Tekken.
Yeah.
You know,
Now they made
and then
so
they
many
reinvented
titles.
themselves and they created their own genre, which is
Without that, we
freaking
wouldn't have
nuts.
had 99 Nights.
None.
no, exactly. No, 99 Nights was awesome.
That was a great game.
That was a great
See,
game.
I had great music.
Yeah.
I like that game a lot. I
But-
always love those kinds of
Yeah.
games.
Speaking of mass killings, though,
Oh boy! What a dark way to turn it.
Damn, why
when
happened to your voice
Nintendo
there?
when Nintendo gave away their licenses for Zelda and made the CDI games, that was pretty much a mass killing.
Damn.
Hotel Mario.
Yeah,
Hotel Mario.
That's
Hotel
pretty much-
Mario.
they pretty much killed that whole system.
Oh, man.
That is a mass killing.
That was
That's pretty bad.
Nintendo's like, yeah, we're not licensing our shit anymore.
Exaggeration, animation.
You know, like all the movement.
Yeah.
The movement every time they were talking, he's like something Zelda,
Yeah,
something. Let me move closer to you. Like, why is he moving closer?
They were so happy to have movement.
Moves like a crackhead.
They were so happy to have animation that they didn't know what to do.
Thanks.
Yeah.
No, he said,
Gee, thanks.
Wow.
moving on.
You didn't think that was natural? You didn't think that was a natural move? No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.